Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Speed Up English. I'm Hannah, your teacher and your learning partner today. In this episode, we're going to talk about something that stops many learners from speaking confidently: grammar. Maybe you understand grammar when you read it. Maybe you know the rules on paper. But when it's time to speak, the rules disappear. Your mind goes blank and your words slow down. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Many English learners around the world feel the same way. Today, I want to help you look at grammar differently. Not as something heavy or stressful, but as something you can feel, hear, and use naturally. We'll focus on learning grammar in a calm, simple, and human way, so you can speak more easily without overthinking. Here on Speed Up English, I speak slowly and clearly. I use real, natural English so you can relax, follow the rhythm, and enjoy the learning process. Speed Up English is listened to by learners from many countries, many cultures, and many backgrounds. Wherever you are listening from, you are part of this learning journey, and I'm really happy you're here with me today. Now, let's start with one simple question. So, let's start with a very simple question. What is grammar? Grammar is the system of a language. It helps us choose the right words and put those words in the right order so other people can understand us. When you speak English, grammar quietly guides you. It tells you which word to use and how to use it in a sentence. But here is something very important. Grammar is not only about rules. Grammar is also about patterns. A pattern is something you hear again and again. When you listen to English many times, your brain begins to notice these repeating patterns. You start to recognize them, even if no one explains the rule to you. Little by little, you begin to feel what sounds right. You may not know the grammar name, but your ear knows. Your feeling knows. And the more you hear English, the clearer these patterns become. Now, let's be honest for a moment. Many English learners feel that grammar is difficult. And that's okay. You are not the only one. Grammar can feel confusing. It can feel stressful. Sometimes it even feels impossible. But I want you to hear this very clearly. It is not your fault. For many people, grammar was taught in a very heavy way. Too many rules, too many names, too many things to remember at the same time. You were told to read textbooks, take notes, memorize rules, do worksheets, learn tense names, and remember lots of small details. So you tried very hard. You made lists, you underlined sentences, you highlighted examples, you read them again and again. But then, when it was time to speak, the grammar didn't come out. You stopped. You felt nervous. You forgot what you studied. You weren't sure which word was correct. You wanted to say something, but grammar got in the way. Your brain was full, but your mouth was quiet. And yes, that feels very frustrating. So why does this happen? It happens because grammar is often learned too fast and too much all at once. Too many rules together. Rules with exceptions. Rules that don't always feel logical. And you are expected to remember everything. But language is not only about memory. Language is about feeling. It's about flow. It's about using, not just knowing. Grammar is often taught like information, but in real life, grammar is a skill. Let me explain it simply. Learning grammar is like learning to drive a car. You can read about the engine, you can watch videos about the steering wheel, you can study traffic signs. But that does not mean you can drive. To drive, you must sit in the car and practice, again and again. Grammar works the same way. You may understand the rule in your head, but when you want to use it while speaking, you pause. You doubt yourself. You feel unsure. Why? Because your brain knows the rule, but your mouth has not practiced it yet. Your ears have not heard it enough times. And that is exactly where we will work together. Slowly, clearly, and step by step. Your mouth may want to speak, but your body is not ready yet. Because speaking is not only thinking, speaking is a physical skill. Your tongue, your lips, your rhythm, they need training too. So what happens? You start a sentence, and then your brain interrupts you. Wait, is this past or present? Is it has or have? Do I need did? Do I need the third form? And in that 1 second of thinking, the flow breaks. Your voice becomes smaller. Your confidence drops. This is why grammar feels hard for many learners. Not because you are bad at English, but because you are trying to speak while your brain is still doing homework. Real grammar is not homework. Real grammar is a habit. And the habit is built when 4 things work together: your brain, your ears, your voice, and your feeling. You must hear it many times. You must say it many times. You must feel it becoming normal. And yes, that takes time. That takes practice. That takes patience. So please remember this. You do not need to know every grammar rule. You do not need perfect sentences. And you do not need to speak fast. What you need is slow progress, calm progress, step-by-step progress. Because grammar is not a race. Grammar is a long journey. And when you slow down, you notice more. You practice better. And you become confident naturally. Now, if grammar feels difficult, let's make it easier. And the best way to make grammar easier is simple. Learn less, but learn deeper. Many learners do the opposite. They try to learn everything quickly. Today, present simple. Tomorrow, present perfect. Next day, past perfect. Then future continuous. Then conditionals. Then passive voice. And after 1 week, their head is tired and their English feels messy. It feels like climbing a mountain, but the mountain keeps growing. So they lose energy and they start to feel lost. My friend, that is not the smart way. That is the stressful way. So here is the better plan. Small steps, 1 focus, 1 grammar point at a time. Think of grammar like building something strong, like building a house. You cannot build a house in 1 day. You cannot build the walls and the roof and the windows all at once. First, you prepare the ground. Then you place 1 brick, and then another brick. Slowly, the walls become strong. Then you add the roof. Then you decorate. If you rush the first step, the whole house becomes weak. And if the house is weak, it will not last. Grammar is the same. So start small. Choose 1 small grammar point. Just 1. Maybe there is, there are. Maybe simple questions. Maybe past tense for yesterday stories. Anything simple. Pick 1 and stay with it for a few days. Don't touch 10 things. Stay with 1 thing. Breathe with it. Play with it. Let it become familiar. And while you focus on that 1 point, I want you to do 3 clear actions. Action 1. Notice it. Listen to English and try to catch it in real sentences. in podcasts, in short videos, in easy stories. When you hear it, tell your brain, "Ah, that's my grammar point today." Action 2. Practice it. Write a few short sentences. Then speak them out loud. Yes, out loud. Even if you are alone, even if it feels funny, it's okay. Because your mouth needs training, not only your eyes. Action 3. Repeat it. Repeat the same sentences again and again. Not for speed, for comfort, for automatic speaking. When you repeat, something changes. You stop thinking about the rule and you start using it like a normal speaker. And please, don't fear mistakes. Mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are practice. Mistakes mean you are moving forward. What really matters is not speed, but connection. You want your brain to connect grammar, meaning, real life, real conversation. And this connection only happens when you slow down. When you learn slowly, you learn deeply. You don't just know grammar, you start to own it. You speak with less pressure. You stop feeling behind. You stop feeling like you are failing. You feel calmer. You feel more in control. And then something beautiful happens. Grammar begins to stay with you. Not because you memorized rules, but because you lived with the language. You heard it. You used it. You repeated it. Slowly, naturally, comfortably. So remember this, my friend. You don't need to study all grammar at once. You don't need to rush. You don't need to be perfect. You only need one small step at a time. One day, one point, one habit. Slow learning is smart learning. It is strong learning. It lasts longer. And honestly, it feels better. And when you learn this way, you begin to feel like a real English speaker. Not just a student trying to pass a test. How to learn grammar naturally, like a child, but as an adult. Now, let's talk about something very important. How can you learn grammar naturally, like a child, but with the awareness of an adult? First, let's think together for a moment. How do children learn language? They don't study grammar rules. They don't memorize tense names. They don't worry about being correct. They listen, again and again. They hear the same words, the same patterns, the same sentences every day. Slowly, their brain starts to recognize what sounds normal. They don't think grammar, they feel grammar. And when they speak, they make mistakes. Many mistakes. But no one stops them. No one says, "You are wrong." They just keep going. That is natural learning. Now, as adults, we are different. We think too much. We judge ourselves too quickly. We want to be correct immediately. But here is the good news. You can still learn grammar naturally. You just need to change how you practice. So here is the Speed Up English way. Simple, calm, clear. The 10-minute daily routine. You don't need 1 hour. You don't need stress. You only need 10 focused minutes a day. Let me show you how. Minute 1 to 3. Listen. Listen to short, clear English. A podcast like Speed Up English. A short story. A simple dialogue. Don't translate. Don't analyse. Just listen. Let your brain absorb the rhythm. Minute 4 to 6. Notice. Now listen again. This time, notice one small grammar pattern. Maybe, there is, there are. A simple past sentence. A simple question. When you hear it, smile and say inside, "Ah, there it is." That's enough. You don't need explanations. Minute 7 to 10. Shadow. Now repeat. Out loud. Repeat exactly what you hear. Copy the rhythm. Copy the pauses. Copy the feeling. This is shadowing. Shadowing trains your ears, your mouth, your confidence. And slowly, grammar becomes part of your voice. That's it. 10 minutes, every day. Not fast, not perfect, just consistent. Shadowing practice. 30 simple sentences. Part 1. There is, there are. There is a book on the table. There is a cup of coffee here. There is a problem we can solve. There is a quiet place near my home. There is something important to say. There are 2 chairs in the room. There are many students here today. There are a few mistakes, and that's okay. There are people waiting outside. There are many ways to learn English. Part 2. Simple questions. Is there a problem? Is there enough time today? Are there any questions? Are there many people here? Did you study yesterday? Did you hear that sentence? Did you understand the meaning? Did you try speaking out loud? Can you repeat that sentence? Can you say it again slowly? Part 3. Simple past. Yesterday I studied English. I listened to a short podcast. I noticed a new sentence. I repeated it many times. I felt more confident. Last week, I felt nervous speaking English. But I kept practicing every day. I made mistakes, and I learned from them. I spoke more clearly than before. I enjoyed learning English. Now, repeat these sentences slowly. Don't rush. Let your voice feel comfortable. Remember, grammar is not something you fight. Grammar is something you grow into. And every small sentence you speak today is a step closer to fluency. You are doing well. Keep going. Now, let's go deeper. You already understand why slow learning works. You already know what to practice. So now the question is, how do you actually train grammar this way every day? Let me guide you step by step, calmly, clearly, together. Step 1. Choose one small grammar point. First, you choose one grammar point. Not 3, not 5, just 1. This is very important. For today, let's use simple examples, grammar that real speakers use every day. For example, there is, there are. Simple past simple questions. Present simple for daily routines. These are not basic grammar. These are foundation grammar. Without a strong foundation, nothing feels stable. So today, we choose just one. Let's start with there is, there are. Step 2. Hear it in real language. Before you speak, before you practice, you listen. Listening comes first. Imagine you hear sentences like this. There is a problem. There is time. There are many people here. You don't stop. You don't analyze. You don't ask why. You simply listen, again and again. Your brain starts to say, "Oh, this sounds normal." That is natural learning. Step 3. Notice, don't study. Now, listen again, but this time, notice. Notice the pattern. There is plus one thing. There are plus many things. That's it. No long explanation, no grammar book, just noticing. Say it quietly in your head. There is, there are. That's enough. Step 4. Speak small. Very small. Now we speak, but we speak small sentences. Not long, not perfect. Repeat after me, slowly. There is a book. There is a problem. There is time. Pause. There are people. There are many ideas. There are a few mistakes. Good. Don't rush. Let your mouth feel the rhythm. This is not testing. This is training. Step 5. Connect to your life. Now comes the most important part. Grammar must connect to your life. So ask yourself simple questions. Look around you and say, there is my phone on the table. There is coffee in my cup. There are 2 chairs in this room. Say it out loud. When grammar connects to real life, it stays longer. This is how children learn. They talk about what they see. And yes, adults can learn the same way. Step 6. Repeat over several days. Here is a key secret. Do not change grammar tomorrow. Stay with the same point for 2, 3, even 4 days. Day 1. Listen and notice. Day 2. Speak simple sentences. Day 3. Speak more naturally. By day 4, you don't think anymore. You just speak. And that's when grammar becomes automatic. Example 2. Simple past, yesterday. Now let me show you another example. Simple past. Again, one focus only. You listen first. I studied English yesterday. I listened to a podcast. I practiced speaking. Notice something. The verb changes, but the meaning is clear. Yesterday, last night, last week. Your brain links time with form, not rules, meaning. Now repeat slowly. Yesterday, I studied English. Last night, I listened to a podcast. Last week, I felt nervous. Now make it personal. Yesterday, I worked. Yesterday, I rested. Yesterday, I practiced English. Perfect. Not perfect grammar, perfect practice. Example 3. Simple questions. Now questions. Questions scare many learners, but we make them friendly. Listen first. Did you study today? Did you listen carefully? Did you repeat the sentence? Now repeat. Did you practice today? Did you speak out loud? Now answer softly. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. That's enough. You don't need long answers. You need confidence. How to use this method daily. So let me summarize your daily practice. You choose one grammar point. You listen to real English. You notice the pattern. You speak small sentences. You connect to your life. You repeat over days. 10 minutes, every day. No stress, no pressure. And slowly, something changes. You stop translating. You stop checking rules. You stop panicking. You start speaking. Naturally. Calmly. Grammar becomes your friend, not your enemy. Remember this, my friend. Fluency is not built in one day, but it is built every day. One small sentence, one calm practice, one confident voice, and you are already on the right path. Take a breath, smile, and keep going. Okay, my friends, that's it for today. Take a moment and notice how you feel right now. You didn't rush. You didn't memorize rules. You didn't pressure yourself. You listened. You noticed. You spoke, and you practiced calmly. And that is real progress. Remember, grammar is not something you conquer in one day. It's something you build, slowly, gently, step by step. Every sentence you repeat, every small mistake you make, every time you speak, even when you feel unsure, you are training your English. Not perfectly, but naturally. So please don't stop. Come back tomorrow, practice the same way. 10 minutes is enough. Listen again, repeat again, feel the rhythm again. And one day, you will speak without thinking, without fear, just naturally, because your English is growing, even when you don't notice it yet. Thank you so much for learning with me today. This is Speed Up English, and I'm Hannah. Keep learning, keep speaking, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. I'll see you in the next episode.